Each week, we welcome to the stage one of our highly talented members or special guests to bring you something that's designed to help you in your business. And this week, as we also know, that we've brought you something a little bit different, including some exciting news. So do you know, for example, that we only remember things to which we have an emotional connection? So each memory, every single one that we store, has an emotional emoji or hashtag, good to remember, so that we can easily pull that memory back. That's how we remember special events, life-changing moments, and don't remember things like driving to the shops or not so exciting presentations. The same goes with our education slots, designed to stimulate, educate, and entertain, focused to lift our senses, providing flashes of inspiration and to truly resonate. And in those 7 minutes, it allows our speakers to prove that they're far more than what they may seem, help to boost their reputation, and even give them a useful video to share across social media too. And on that sweet note, and with a bit of intrigue, I hand you all across to Selina.
So we all have talents that makes a difference to others, whether that be to our clients, our business partners, our networks, and anyone who reaches out to us for our help. And it's clear from your feedback that there's an abundance of giving within the Networking for Good community, whether that's referrals, knowledge, and support. So it's great to take a moment on our 30th anniversary to celebrate that we're all operating giving businesses. So we often overlook the small wins in business, such as an introduction to a key client or making our first 1,000 when your overall goal is 1,000,000. But research has shown that tracking these small and incremental wins can do wonders for our motivation and boost our self-confidence, just like the big wins do. And this is because every achievement, big or small, activates our brain's reward circuitry and leaves us feeling energized, confident, and motivated. And that's one of the key reasons why we believe Networking for Good can have such an impact set up on a Monday morning. And we get an even bigger buzz when we see the positive impact we have on others around us, whether that's seeing the advice that you've given being put into action, or your client sales team exceed their monthly targets as a result of the marketing campaign you ran on their behalf. The power of small is a simple concept whereby everyday businesses and entrepreneurs can make big impacts. Paul Dunn summed it up in his September presentation to us as: imagine when you enjoy a cup of coffee, someone in need receives access to life-saving water. Or for Adrian, when someone buys one of his books, someone in need gets a gift of sight. It's small action, big impact. Little wonder that thousands of small businesses around the world have now collectively created over 60 million giving impacts around the world. So our ethos in Networking for Good is profit with purpose. We're firm believers that every business has an increasingly important role to play in creating a positive social and environmental impact in the world. And we believe Networking for Good has an active role to play. That's why Networking for Good will be partnering with Business for Good, B1G1, to realise the power of collective business philanthropy. By giving business to others, you will get business in return, and in addition, make a meaningful difference to the world around us through giving impacts. Every membership will directly contribute to high impact projects in the UK and around the world, created to support the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. These 17 goals represent the global community's next step in ending poverty, fighting inequality and injustice, and tackling climate change by 2030. And so we would like everybody here to join us in formalising a membership with Networking for Good and a commitment to profits with purpose. I'm going to hand over to Michael, who's going to talk a little bit more about the benefits of membership.
So what's in it for me? Because everyone wants to know what's in it for me. What's in it for me is a really important question, because it is about what Needham said. It's about community. We've really built this community over the last 30 weeks, and that's from Adrian when his first brainchild have made this happen. And we've evolved this all the way through. And it's about helping each other. It's helping us get through tough times, good times, and making sure that we maximize everything that we possibly can. So for a cup of coffee, this is what we're asking from you. And what we're going to give back is a number of things, as you can see on the screen now. It's about having an impact on each other. It's about helping each other out. Moving forward, we want to expand. We've got education slots, which hopefully, with that, as we mentioned to start off with Richard, the 7 minutes, it then opens your mind up and makes you think about what you could do moving forward. And I think that's really key, because if you're self-employed like myself, it's a lot harder to do that, to motivate yourself, to push yourself to that next level, where this sort of group really does help. There was a little breakout room I just had. One of the comments come back was about giving someone confidence. Now that is worth its weight in gold. If you're in a new environment and you're not too sure about what you can say and how you can say it, this is a very safe environment, and that's what it's all about. It's about giving purpose, not just for you, but giving it to someone else, expanding your knowledge, listening to experts, all that sort of stuff. It's about the giving thing. Because if you give, you will receive. It will come back round. And that makes you feel better. It puts you in a better mentality and a better state of mind. And that's what it's all about. And this is all about a cup of coffee. That's all we're going to ask for you guys. And that's what's moving us forward. It's also, obviously, we do networking to create money, to create business. And that's really key and really important. But we do that in a slightly different way to a normal networking group. Now, this is building your network. You're exposing you to like-for-like sort of minded people that want to help out. And like Selina's just mentioned about B1G1, it's a massive thing. How good do you feel that if we were able to give to someone else and make the world a better place? Then moving forward, as I said, we're looking at different opportunities as well. We're looking at additional meetings with key speakers, maybe mastermind groups. We're looking to evolve this into a really good community. And we want to take this worldwide. This is a real opportunity to get involved now, and we really appreciate your support over the last 30 meetings and make it even better going forward. Hopefully that answers some of those questions. Now I'm going to pass you over to the fantastic Mr. Adrian Peck, who will go on to the next floor.
Thank you. So I just want to move on then to impact. And I talk about it a lot at the beginning of every single meeting and about how we can make an impact. So who here kind of thinks that they could, if you want to just put in the chat, put yes or wave your hands, if you believe you can make a real big impact in the world. So give us a wave. Fantastic. So what I want to do is I want to quickly take you through a simple concept. And I want you to imagine an organization. And in that organization is one person. And that one person gets sent a questionnaire by their company. And they are asked about their wealth, their health and well-being. And in that, as a result of that questionnaire, they then have a well-being and health kind of program written for them. Now, do you think that that person would be more productive? He would have less absenteeism, he or she. They would be a great ambassador for their company, both from making for recruitment perspective, but also importantly for their customers. And do you think they would stay longer with that company if a company was to do that for them? Give a wave of hands. Are you sharing that with me? Yeah, fantastic. Okay. So then it makes really good business sense, doesn't it? It makes really good business sense to have this person and start looking after these employees. I want you then to expand that out and then think about the impact it would have on the NHS by having one person that's going to be healthier and have better well-being will have a less impact on NHS. Is that fair to say? Yes, great, lots of it. So I want you now to expand that out even further and think about an organization that has 600 people working for it. Now think about that program for that organization, how it then expands out and has a massive impact, not only on their employees and their business, but also then the impact on the NHS. To give you a quick bit of figures on it, it costs over £3,000 per head per population in the UK to fund the NHS and who actually absorbs the NHS. So if you imagine you made a 10% impact on that. Is that fair to say? By having 600 people with less impact, they can make 10% impact per person. That equates to £180,000 saving for the NHS per year. Now, we've got on here this morning, we have 40 people here this morning. Now, just put a hand up if you know somebody who works for an organisation that employs over 200 people. Yeah, pretty much everybody knows somebody who works for an organisation that's over 200 people. So that in effect would be an 8,000 people, would be the 200 times 40 people, yes? So that impact the NHS is now £2.4 million per year on the same equation. Now you're kind of wondering then, well, how on earth is this, where's this bloke going with all this? But you can see how that would be a force for good and how businesses can be a force for good by making that impact. That's about entrepreneurs really taking the lead on this. Now, how does this equate to networking for good? Well, I had a one-to-one last week with an amazing guy called Paul Hackett. And Paul has this program. He has this program that's been working with the University College Hospitals in London and a number of other hospitals in London to roll out this program for corporations. This is how, coming together as entrepreneurs, how we can make this serious impact, because we as single individuals can get together as a community. We can pass those referrals to Paul Hackett, and I've got Paul and I are working on with a 600 organisation that I'm going to refer Paul into to then go and talk to these companies, to go and talk to that company. This is how one person can come together in a community and have this huge impact. And this is what Networking for Good's about. This is how we can make the change. Now we have an amazing opportunity right here, right now. There is chaos going on in the world. There's no doubt about that. And there's going to be a huge amount of change that comes out of it. But whilst you've got all this chaos and change going on, what would be perceived as a big change before is actually only going to be a small change, because we're in a mindset of chaos and change. So we have a wonderful opportunity to develop an entrepreneurial community that can make a real impact on the world. And that's whilst we're also growing our own businesses. So who now believes they can make a huge impact in the world? Fantastic. And with that, I'm going to hand over to Jarmila.
So I'm absolutely delighted to have this slide to present to all of you today, because today this is what we are announcing. This is our launch announcement for the founder members. It's an early bird opportunity. So for those of you that have been with us for the 30 weeks or beyond that, when we were named something else, I won't say what we were named because there was a naughty word in the middle of it all, but adding a brand marketeer to the room, we rebranded. But I'm delighted to announce that we are launching membership. What you can expect is that after today's event, you'll be receiving an email asking you to register your interest to sign up as a founder member. And we are hoping that many, if not all of you, will be wanting to register that interest and want to sign up as a founding member from the 1st of December, giving you full year of membership next year. And we want to give you something special because many of you have been with us for many, many weeks of our 30-week weekiversary. And so we want to give you founder member status. And for just £150, which if you do the maths, if we ran 52 weeks of the year, even if we just ran 48 weeks of the year, that's less than the price of a coffee a week. From the 1st of January, those joining membership, fees of £200 will apply. But we are wanting to recognise those that have been with us during this year and offer you this special early bird opportunity, but also so that you can actually come on board as a founder member, therefore increasing your profile, adding this to your LinkedIn as a founder member, and getting that special badge on what we will be launching, which will be a website supporting the NfG. This is good for business, it is business for good, and it's good for our communities. Just so that for those of you who are thinking, oh, well, what are they going to be doing with those £150? Well, the £150 is going towards supporting the growth and the platform that we are building out here. It will also go towards charitable giving, and with our connection with B1G1, it will go to support registered causes globally. We are firmly a philanthropic organisation. We are not for profit, but we are all about giving. It's not just about the client impact that I've witnessed all of you deliver day in, day out to your clients, but it's the social impact that together we can generate. And for those of you that some of the concepts we've brought forward through Networking for Good over the 30 weeks, for some of you, some of these concepts have been new and you've been getting your heads around it. But this is an opportunity for you to excel at business and excel for the others around us in our communities. So we truly, hand on heart, in fact, hand on my UN SDG pin, hope that you will want to join us as we bring NfG to a whole new level in 21. And we hope that you'll want to be part of that journey with us.